Hello, my name is Tom Cahill. It's Thursday, the 14th of August 2014. I just want to do an update on my videos on the Woolwich Hoax. I made a discovery a little while ago, that, probably a week ago, that there was definite involvement, massive involvement, in fact, strategic oversight and massive operational oversight by Transport for London. Now, whilst it is possible that TfL sort of subcontracted this out or made sure everyone was off that day, the day of the Woolwich Hoax. If that happened, then, like we lead on to the next thing. Like if you caught somebody burgling your house, or you thought you did because you saw the exact same person drinking in the pub who you'd seen running away with your TV the day before, you might nab them. It might turn out they've got a twin brother who looks like them, or a twin sister. But you still wouldn't be wrong to nab them, because it's not unreasonable to suspect that these people were involved. So, because I've done quite a bit of YouTube videoage of this, I can understand a lot of people just couldn't be bothered to listen to it. Some people will, most people just haven't got the attention span, and I understand that these things are kind of an iterative process, so you've got to kind of like talk your way through things. The idea that you're going to have everything bolted down to a 3-minute talk, when you can actually talk about 4 or 5 hours about it and have like fact without hardly any repetition. That's the reality of things. And the other thing is, if you didn't have any repetition, people would forget how things were linking together if you were talking for 5 hours. So it's actually an impossible task. But anyway, the point is, TfL is Transport for London. On the 7/7 bombings, Bob Kylie was a CIA man. He was put in charge of the transport system of London for no reason whatsoever, other than because they were obviously planning to do terrorism on it. So you've got a CIA man who was the first commissioner, and he had oversight over the underground and the road system and the boats and the overland rail and everything. Now it's been it's still split down roughly how it was. But I made a video saying that Skelley, this universally unpopular lady who was totally incompetent, I've got absolutely total. I can quite happily say she was totally incompetent, because I did work on a claim that she'd absolutely caused. She was totally incompetent. And that claim had an accrual, which is, like on their own books, this is TfL's own statement, of £50 million, which was mainly caused by her. It's definitely overseen by her. She was the key responsible person. And there were 3 things that happened, which I believe, and it's fairly a miracle if they all happened and they weren't related, were all there to destroy the evidence of the fact that she was involved with it, and in fact she was instrumental in it at every single stage. Quite unbelievable. But if you look at my 01 video on this little chain, you'll see all about that, and I think hopefully that'll be enough to convince you. I think it's half an hour long. That I've got a very good point there, and you can read the caption, and that pretty much explains it, breaks it down very simply. But you see, with these things, they're expansive. So quickly, to keep this under 5 minutes, Transport for London, TfL. I'd said Skelley, because I thought she was head of surface transport, which would have been the boats, the overground rail, all that type of stuff, and the roads, the cameras, the traffic enforcement cameras, the congestion charging cameras, and the road, kind of multi-directional kind of traffic management cameras, which are all accessible from the office, and loads of people have access to, and the buses, and the cameras on the buses, and the Oyster card machines on the buses, which would show who got on and off the buses, right? So because the buses were stopping at the wrong place, the road was clearly closed off. You can easily see that from the most uncontroversial view. You can see the roads were closed off. That's a very busy arterial road right now. The other thing is, I thought she was involved, so I thought she was head of surface transport. Turns out she's in charge of the roads now. They've also got this confusion because they've also got operational people, whatever that means. So they might say, oh no, she doesn't actually do that, she's just in charge of surfacing them. But that's actually bollocks, because you've actually got cameras within the office where I used to work in Streets. It was called Streets, and they keep changing the names to confuse everybody, to get people, give job creation nonsense. But the point is that I said it would all be her. But the point is, it actually could be like her boss or her boss's boss, and also some parallel people who are in charge of the buses, the enforcement cameras, the congestion charge, and there's also a department which is meant to deal with safety in the police. So anyway, I've been Tom Cahill. It's Thursday, the 14th of August, 2014. I used to work for them as a contractor, a quantity surveying contractor. That's how my involvement with it. But that was 7 or 8 years ago. Thanks very much for listening. Bye bye.